Alright, welcome back to the Supercoach Nuff channel. In this video we're going to preview round 24 of the 2025 NRL Supercoach season. So I guess we'll have a look at the most popular trade-ins, trade-outs and captaincy options. And I guess you can already see the numbers are reducing somewhat with the trades. So well done to those who still have some in the bank. But Ezra Mam, number one most popular, traded out this week. Obviously, with the hamstring injury, reckon he'll be done for the rest of the regular season. So that absolutely makes sense. At number two, KO Weeks. So a few people, myself included, bought him in a few weeks ago when he went on a bit of a tear. I think he's pretty well regressed back to what he was priced at before that. On the buy this week, form's a bit patchy. So I think, yeah, if you've got the trades, here's a luxury trade out. Ryan Pappenhausen, another injury, although this one's only concussion. So 1 week. I guess if you've got max trades, which is probably, 8 trades left, then you could look at trading him out. Hopefully it doesn't cost you 2 trades to want to bring him back in. Britton Nikora suspended right through to the finals, so absolutely needs to go. Tough at the price though, but that's a very juicy price for next year. Herbie Farnworth, injured for the season, make use of that cash. Adam Reynolds, done for the Supercoach season, so yep, he can go. Corey Horsburgh on a buy. Obviously, if you can cover this week, here's a hold, but maybe a few people looking to move to Tino. I don't think that costs that much. Scotty Drinkwater, the first player on this list that's playing this week, has been down on form, but they do have Newcastle up there in Townsville this week, so potential to turn it around. Isaiah Yeo might be back in the next week or two, but it's still unknown. So I think, yeah, you can chop him. And Zach Hosking on the buy, a bit like Corey Horsburgh. If you've got the trades and you can upgrade him, great. But he may be a hold and a useful number to finish the season. On the trade-ins list this week, so James Tedesco, number one. So, yep, absolute keeper. Bring him in. Cam Munster at number two. So probably the main man there now with Jerome Hughes out of action for a few weeks. Absolutely makes sense. Jaden Campbell at number three. Pretty solid sort of option. Probably the dominant half there at the moment at the Titans. Bo Fermor at number four. Excellent sort of dual position keeper, particularly in the centre wing. So I think he's an okay trade-in. Harry Grant's been in good form. Obviously not a favourable matchup this week and not the best matchups for the rest of the season for Melbourne, but Harry Grant does have that attacking upside that we like. Tino looks like he's back this week, so at his price point is a pretty easy swap from a Horsburgh or a Hosking or an Isaiah Yeo, so I can see the appeal of bringing him in. Sam Walker, so obviously been on a tear since coming back from injury, but they do have the Bulldogs this week, who are the best defensive team in the comp. So it's a big call to bring him in this week, but it could pay off. Tommy Turbo named at fullback despite Lehigh Hopewadi coming back into the side. So I think for that reason we can bring him in. Tyron Wishart, so he's starting to make a little bit of cash and obviously has the job security. So if you're looking for a downgrade to upgrade a final position elsewhere, he could be the guy. Nico Hines, so I guess with Jerome Hughes out, for example, a decent enough option in the halfback position. And in terms of captaincy, if I click the right thing, I always go to break-evens for some reason. So, most popular captain across the board. Oops. Sorry, keep clicking the wrong thing. So, let's go captain's choice. We'll go top 10%. Okay, so I was wrong. I thought that was an error. But Scott Drinkwater, one of the most popular traded out this week, but also the most popular captaincy option amongst the top 10 percenters. So a bit of an interesting call there. I don't hate it, but I guess based on last week's 43, big break even. So projected to score 62. So it is definitely a brave call. Zach Lomax up against Souths. So Souths didn't look as bad last week with Latrell Mitchell back, but Lomax can go big in any given occasion. So I don't hate that shout. Nico Hines, Nathan Cleary, obviously your gun halfbacks are always going to be in the conversation. Jaden Campbell's pretty high up in the conversation too against the Sharks team. Although some of that may be a holder from last week where he was very popular against Souths in that matchup. Terrell May, pretty safe captaincy option. Tommy Travojevic, with the news playing fullback, is definitely one to consider if you own him. Only 20% owned in the top 10%. Payne Haas, so again, pretty safe sort of captaincy option. Teddy, always a chance of doing the job. And Blake Brayley against the Titans. So I don't hate this shout either. He's been pretty good with the running game of late. Titans aren't the strongest defensive unit going around. So again, not highly owned, 27 or 28% of the top 10%. So even braver, 2.5% captaining him. On the VC list, so more of the same. Cleary, Hines, Tedesco, Dylan Edwards at number 4. I guess high risk, high reward type option. Munster, Harry Grant in the game tonight against Penrith. So obviously, two top teams playing each other. Don't know if there will be a breakout score, but that's the great thing about the VC. And Reece Walsh, great sort of VC option, high risk, high reward kind of pick. And with Mam and Reynolds out, they'll definitely rely on his attack. But my team hasn't actually changed since the round review of round 23. So Tino's back, but leaving him out this week because we've got Katoa, Dewey, Travojevic, and Nafatu White on the bench. Payne Haas, super safe captain. Got Teddy in case he can replicate that 189. Hopefully not, since he's playing the Bulldogs, but should be a cracking game anyway. And we'll wrap the video up there. So as always, if you've got any questions, comments, thoughts, feel free to add them below this video. Give us a like if you enjoy the Supercoach content. Subscribe for all the fantasy sports content on the channel. And other than that, we'll catch you in the next one.